Hello, I'm Christine. Welcome to Bookshop. Today we are discussing Off the Page by Jodi Picoult and her daughter Samantha Van Leer. If you don't already know, this month we've been working with Random House and our Booksplosion book of the month has been this right here, Off the Page by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer. And there's going to be an Off the Page live show on this channel July 2nd at 7 p.m. EST. So Off the Page is a companion novel to a book called In Between the Lines, which I just did a book talk for. So if you don't know anything about In Between the Lines, you should click here, watch my book talk. I give you the lowdown on everything, what you need to know from In Between the Lines to jump right into Off the Page, because there's this big debate. Can I just jump into Off the Page, or do I have to read In Between the Lines first? And the answer is it's a companion novel, so you don't have to read In Between the Lines, but it helps to read In Between the Lines because it gives you a lot of background about our characters that you just don't have if you jump into Off the Page. It's a simple book though. It reads like a children's fairy tale, but more interesting because it's so different. It's about this 15-year-old girl who reads this fairy tale. She loves it so much that she reads it a million times. She loves the main character, Prince Oliver, and one day he talks to her, literally talks to her, and he tells her he's stuck in this book, and in Between the Lines, he gets her out of the book. Again, book talk right here. Off the Page is what happens after this 15-year-old girl gets this book character that she's fallen in love with out of the book and their adventures together. And it's adorable and heartwarming and really interesting. I actually enjoyed Off the Page more than I enjoyed Between the Lines because, I don't know, it was more fun and I feel like it was more captivating. And maybe that's because I had the background of the fairy tale that I got while reading Between the Lines. I definitely flew through Off the Page more quickly and laughed more genuinely about a lot of different things that happened in it. I really enjoyed Oliver in the real world. I really enjoyed some other aspects of the real world and the fairy tale, if you know what I mean, if you read the book. There's really not much I can say without spoiling. It's definitely a fresh, fun, easy read. It reads like something you'd read when you're in 5th grade or something. But like any fairy tale, it's enjoyable to anyone who wants to read it, who will let themselves fall into that world. I would rate this like a 4.3 out of 5 stars. Probably a 91% on my percent scale. I had a lot of fun with it. I actually listened to it on audiobook too, because I listened to Between the Lines on audiobook, and it just felt weird reading it after listening to the different voices do the different parts, because it's told from different points of view. This one's told from Edgar's point of view, Oliver's point of view, and Delilah's point of view. If you don't know, I have an Audible affiliate link in the doobly-doo. If you sign up for Audible using my link, you get a free trial and a free book. Also, if you haven't heard yet, you have to check out Oliver's YouTube channel. Oliver from the book has a YouTube channel. I'll leave the link in the doobly-doo or right here if you want to click right now. And it's really cute. That's really it for the non-spoilery section for Off the Page. If this sounds like something you would enjoy, I definitely recommend reading it or listening to it. And then hopefully you can come and join us for our Booksplosion live show July 2nd. Yeah. Bye non-spoilery people! Bye, 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 bye. I love the part in this book where Delilah makes a remark about how something looks like it came right out of Game of Thrones, and Oliver goes, "Why haven't we played yet? I bet I'd be great at that." And it took me a second to register that he was referring to the Game of Thrones. I found that hilarious. I love the switcheroo thing we saw going on. Edgar and Oliver, whatever, they switched. But when the dog switched and Humphrey was in the book, it was just like I was watching Up again. "I'm Humphrey, are you my new best friend?" I love the back and forth with Edgar and Humphrey as Edgar tries to escape Humphrey, but Humphrey's like always there around every corner being annoying. And I loved when Serafina got switched out of the book. In Between the Lines especially, Serafina's made out to be this dumb, airheaded girl, but she's really not that bad, and we don't see that until she comes into our world, and she's absolutely hilarious. "Dress me, peasant! Draw me a bath!" This isn't your maid, this is Delilah. "Delilah, draw me a bath! Seth, braid my hair!" And when they go to the mall and she stands on that tower, it was just, I was laughing out loud. It was lol, that's hilarious, funny, and I loved it. The part with the sleeping bag and Serafina kind of walks on it, and then she just gets into the bed. "Thank you." And then the scene where Allie runs into them at the mall, and Serafina's like, "Wow, you should really sit over there. You look so much prettier from far away." We got some really unexpected sad moments in this book. I was not expecting that front ordeal with the car. It just came out of nowhere and I was so sad. I cried. I cried when the dog died, and I didn't cry about Jessamine. We kind of saw that coming. Oliver was just really too naive when it comes to illness to pick up on the fact that something's really wrong with Jessamine. We knew something was up and I was kind of mentally preparing for that. I do really like how we got an explanation about why Jessamine was so quick to move to a different state when her teenager wanted her to move for his girlfriend, because how often does that happen in life? Like never. Never will a parent be like, oh, your girlfriend lives 3 states away. We'll move over there for you guys, because I believe in you. If that has happened to you, please let me know. We had some drama in the beginning with Allie kissing Oliver. I'm glad we got over that super quickly too. I was afraid that was gonna drag. I thought it was really interesting how Frump's death really triggered the rest of the story. The storybook characters didn't understand death. They never would have really understood Jessamine and Edgar's plight if they hadn't lost Frump. It was kind of essential to that moving forward. Having Jules in the book was weird. The Jules and Edgar relationship, I mean, I like it, but it was totally weird when they switched back out and her boy looks like Delilah's boyfriend, and it was weird and uncomfortable. But when they were in the book and they were looking for the shortcuts, I don't know, there's just endless amount of shortcut portals in this book. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about the fact that we spent a whole book last time looking for a way out and couldn't find one, and then in this book, every time we look for a way out, we're like, oh, here's another one. A nice cookie, nice wish cookie, some magic lip gloss. But you know, it's a fairy tale, whatever, we're going with it. We're rocking with it. Every time they wish for something though, I was like, just wish for everyone to have their happy ending. That way everyone is happy and there's no, oh no, I switched with someone else and now they're trapped in the book. Oh no, guys. Come on, let's just roll thorns with us before we go wishing on our only star cookie. The horse, I forget the horse's name. Snaps? Socks. He got on my nerves. Calm down about your figure, you horse. Shh. Don't you mention those baby carrots again. I honestly think my favorite part of the book was the mall trip that they took together because it was so funny. I really enjoyed myself. Serafina goes on the jungle gym. Zari is infested with trolls. Talking about the kids. Love to hear what your favorite parts were. Did you like Between the Lines better or Off the Page better? If you didn't read Between the Lines, I'd love to hear what you thought of Off the Page. Did you feel a little lost? Did you feel like you had to go back and read Between the Lines? Please share. I think my favorite character other than Oliver is Serafina. She's had a nice arc throughout these 2 books. She's gone from this dumb, kind of clueless girl to someone who has a lot of personality and a lot of heart. I don't know, I enjoy her. I don't know if something's gonna happen eventually. With her and Edgar, I would assume so because he's stuck in there for all eternity with her. And she's pretty cool. You just had to give her a chance. Share your thoughts. Thank you for watching. I'm Christine. All my social media links are in the doobly-doo, including the link to Oliver's YouTube channel. I'll talk to you next time. Bye!